All right. The rocks date the fossils date the rocks, and everybody thinks that carbon is the secret sauce. That's circular reasoning. You're about to learn about carbon and debating. You have a few terms you must learn about the fine art of persuading: constant and variable, circular reasoning, and logical reasoning. A constant is a fact that never, ever, ever changes. It's true for you and for me. It's true universally. A good example is what happens when you eat something softer than a lullaby, sweeter than a baby cry, crazier than running in the sunshine on a sugar high. Sometimes, something sugary like ice cream will cause a sugar high, no matter where you are, no matter who you're by. A variable is something that is subject to change. How long does your sugar high last? Do you sit still with racing thoughts, or do you jump, jitter, and jive? Every kid reacts differently to their own sugar high. You also have to know the first rule of debating. Point out what you have in common to gain rapport before persuading. Humility keeps listeners ready to hear you out. Give credit where it's due, because people want to search it out. Circular reasoning is when a claim supports itself. For example, if I say, "The Bible is true because it says it is," my listener won't like that very much. However, if I say, "Through secular historical accounts and observable science, we can verify that the Bible is historically and scientifically true," that would be logical reasoning, because I used an outside source that can verify my claim. Every living, growing thing has carbon built into its strings. DNA, proteins, fats, and carbs, and enzymes are carbon-made bonds. You eat carbon with your carbs every night dinner time starts. People, creatures, algae too, are based on carbon through and through. We read in Genesis that the trees came before man. Our secular science books will also verify that. Trees need carbon to eat, to grow, to photosynthesize. Light, water, and carbon is what keeps the trees upright. Trees could never grow or reproduce without carbon in sight. An ecosystem cannot begin without carbon at play. For an ecosystem to be sustained, the earth was likely made with age. I use the term age lightly, assuming age means plentiful of nitrogen and carbon. Carbon, nitrogen, and carbon. It wasn't just seeds in the ground that made up that ancient garden. The plants were ready to harvest, so adult plant life had already started. To have an ecosystem was to have plenty of carbon in the dirt. The plants needed that carbon to help host life upon this earth. Just like plants, creatures, and people, the first set was made with age. Adam and Eve were adults, as we see on the Bible's first page. It makes logical sense for a designer to stick to a theme. I speculate that God made all things with age at the very beginning. Of course, that's my assumption, based on faith and what I read. The miracle we share is that we think through such complexities. The half-life equation involves assuming decay rates are constant. Chemical exposure, temp, and moisture can vary too often. There's no way to prove or disprove that equation as correct. Research Mount St. Helens, where science and history did not match. Those who care for carbon footprints know that amounts of carbon vary greatly. If carbon amounts are inconsistent, then why are we carbon dating? Put your thoughts in the comments, be nice, have fun, and happy debating. I am Miss Mikayla, and I look forward to hearing what you have to say in the comments. Take care, bye for now, and hey, go get yourself some extra credit.